the heartland of South America, vast fields of soybeans stretch as far as the eye can see. This is where our journey begins, a journey that will take us across continents and through global supply chains. These soybeans, known as green gold, are the lifeblood of South American agriculture. From South America, the soybeans embark on a journey across the Atlantic Ocean, setting sail for distant shores. Our next stop is Northern Ireland, a place where agriculture has deep roots. Here, soybeans play a surprising role in a traditional industry, livestock farming: pigs, chickens, cows and sheep. The soybeans are fed to animals, providing essential nutrition for livestock raised on these green pastures. The animals are processed into high-quality meat products, setting the stage for the next chapter in our global journey.
Hang on. Enough of this greenwash. Let me tell you the real story. Land is cleared, often illegally, to grow soybeans in South America, primarily in Brazil, Argentina and Paraguay, devastating areas which were originally forests or rich grasslands, often stealing the land from indigenous people. This is a totally inefficient and unsustainable type of agriculture. It requires huge amounts of fertiliser, weed killer, chemical pesticides and fresh water. The soybeans are exported around the world, with a significant proportion going to Britain and Ireland. A tiny number of massive corporations dominate and control the global food system. Moy Park, the largest agribusiness in Northern Ireland, is owned by US food giant Pilgrim's Pride, which in turn is owned by JBS, the world's biggest meat company based in Brazil. Soy is by far the largest of any product imported into Northern Ireland. In case you were wondering, only 10% of soybean imports are for human consumption, 90% are fed to animals. In Northern Ireland, the Department of Agriculture wrote the Going for Growth strategy to maximise the profits of big agribusiness. The more polluting an industry, the more control they have to exercise over government policy and regulation. At the same time, the government offered huge subsidies to the big polluting companies. The impact of the government's Going for Growth policy has been disastrous. The target for pigs alone has resulted in the same amount of sewerage as is produced by the entire population of London, 12.5 million people. The level of phosphorus in the water system of Northern Ireland rose by more than 50% since Going for Growth was introduced. It's the main factor in the poisoning of Lough Neagh by algal blooms. The future of our food production, economy and public health and ecosystems is being sacrificed to the demands of big agribusiness. Pig and chicken factories confine living animals in appalling conditions. Increasingly, beef and dairy cattle are kept in American-style feedlots. The same worrying trend of increased numbers of industrial livestock units is being seen in Britain too. So this is the soy story. The soybeans come from South America. To grow the beans, precious ecosystems are destroyed, like the Cerrado. The beans are shipped to Northern Ireland and fed to caged animals. Most of the meat and the profits are exported. And what does Northern Ireland get? We get to keep the shite from the factory farms, and a lot of this shite ends up in Lough Neagh. It's about time we cleaned up our act. The forests, grasslands and indigenous peoples of South America must be protected. The government can legally require the big supermarkets to pay farmers a fair price. We must ban new factory farms and redirect the subsidies from big agribusiness to truly sustainable agriculture. A just transition for farming and the public means providing affordable food for Northern Ireland, rewarding sustainable farming and looking after our soil, our air and our water for the benefit of all.